Hello, welcome to this again. So, the ROG Xbox Ally X. I don't own one. I have a Steam Deck, and I am very happy with it. It also isn't even released yet, so I'm... But you know, with this new handheld, apparently Microsoft is making a bunch of changes to Windows to make it better for gaming and better for handhelds. And it has a whole handheld Xbox interface to, you know, replace the fact that Windows just kind of sucks on handhelds. But what if I wanted to try the new UI early and also on my trusty Steam Deck? Well, according to Selectively Good on Discord, the entire Ally Xbox UI has just been in the insider builds of Windows for months. It just takes a bit of effort to actually enable. So I want to try turning my Steam Deck into probably the inferior handheld. But first off, I have to get Windows on this thing because, it is currently still running SteamOS, but I still don't want to completely override this partition because, you know, I like SteamOS. Now you might remember a long time ago I made a video where I, you know, dual booted SteamOS and Windows. Everything I did in that video was wiped after I installed macOS on it, so... And if you watched that video, then you probably remember me having a lot of problems just trying to get this thing partitioned properly. And well over a year later, I have not gotten any better with partitioning tools, so instead I have two USB sticks. This USB stick has Ubuntu on it, so I can use its very easy to use shrink partition and install alongside option. I will use this to install Ubuntu alongside SteamOS, and then use this Windows 11 USB to overwrite Ubuntu with Windows 11. This is the best solution, I swear. Man, bought this camera specifically to do 4K 60. Can't do 4K 60 without shitting itself. Alright, so yeah, I got the Steam Deck here. I also have a USB hub connected because, you know, it makes things easier. So I need to shut this down. Alright, boot manager. Ah, they're both called the same thing. Okay, so these are both the USB sticks. I just don't know which one I'm supposed to pick. I'm thinking Olympus Lite is gonna be the Ubuntu one. Hey, it's sideways. I would like to try or install Ubuntu. Okay, it's pretty dark, but we have Ubuntu. Oh. The brightness buttons on my keyboard work. English, don't need accessibility. Don't really have to connect to the internet because I'm just kind of, you know, I'm gonna overwrite this very soon. So, install Ubuntu alongside them. You know, I'll give it 96 gigabytes. Oh. Rude. What the hell? Do I just have to do that whole thing again? God damn it. Install Ubuntu. Next. Interactive installation. Default selection, install Ubuntu alongside. The installer just crashes. Okay, made it through, cool. And my camera overheated again, cool. This is really fun. I bought a cooling fan. So right after the last clip, the Ubuntu installer crashed, so, you know. I'm hoping it still made the partition I needed, and that I could just go into the Windows installer now and just overwrite that. Okay, so Olympus was the Ubuntu USB, give me that one. Oh, okay, I seem to have formatted my USB stick wrong. Okay, cool. Does SteamOS at least boot now that we're just kind of forced into this? Oh, it's booting Windows, okay. Okay, that works, I guess. And we're stuck sideways for now because I don't want to move the Steam Deck. Yep, United States and things, English, US, all that. Gotta love how they're still using the Windows 7 basic theme windows for these setups. And this specific ISO is the 25H2 Insider preview thing that Microsoft released, so I shouldn't have to update into the Insider program once we're installed. Okay, so here's Ubuntu's partition, I think. I think that's just a USB stick, actually. You know, the fact that the SteamOS partition says that all of its space is free, boy, I hope it didn't wipe SteamOS, but it does have the 100 gigabyte partition I made. I just need to delete this partition, unallocated space, do that one. Alright, we're installing Windows 11, sideways. I wasn't paying much attention, I'm assuming it rebooted. Oh, it's sideways now, okay. Alright, cool. Oh. And out-of-box experience, it's just fucking sideways. Here's my solution, just turn the entire mouse sideways and use it like this. Oh, there's no network driver, that's right. Let me go grab my USB thing, hold on. Alright, I got the thing. Well, it picked it up. There it is. Alright, and, you know, Rufus made it so I could actually, you know, use a local account instead of logging in. Alright, we have Windows 11 now. First off, I need to rotate this. The brightness doesn't work, which is great. Display orientation, landscape, please. Wrong way! Alright, cool. I am gonna get the proper drivers for this, though. Alright, we have drivers and things. Alright, now I need Vive Tool, apparently. I don't know how to use Vive Tool, to be honest. Cool. I didn't run it as admin. Alright, cool. Okay, now we gotta open up regedit. Software, Microsoft, Windows NT, current version, OEM. I need to create a D-word value with 2E. Now there's a DLL file I need, which I personally won't be distributing because y'all know what happened to the iPad video. But I don't feel like using a USB stick, so I'm gonna try Bluetooth. Fine, I'll use a USB stick. Alright, I got the DLL I need. Apparently this is supposed to go in System 32, but I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans to actually get it in there. So like, if I try to put it in here already, which, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Okay. Which means, we gotta go grab another thing. Gotta love Take Ownership Pro. Never used this software in my life, but it looks a little sketchy. I wanna take ownership of this thing. Take it. Cool. Now if I put this in here, replace, continue. Cool. And now we reboot, apparently. I might need to log into a Microsoft account, but we'll find out, because, you know, it's Xbox and all that. Alright, now apparently, go to settings. Oh, come on! It went for an hour and 10 minutes before overheating. God damn it. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. They sent me a chair, specifically their C7M Premium Ergonomic Office Chair. If you couldn't tell, most of my day is spent sitting at my desk, so having a good chair is very important. And you see, my old chair, the foam gave up, and so did the footrest. So when FlexiSpot came to me offering a desk, I said no, and they gave me this chair instead. It has a headrest for your head, a backrest for your back, and lumbar support for your lumbar. It has a seat cushion, which you can also choose to be made out of mesh if you want to. It has 2 armrests that you can adjust a lot. There's also a footrest that does that. It reclines. That's cool. I play video games from time to time, and I can personally say this chair does the job. Go to the link in the description and use code C750 to get $50 off. And if you don't like it, there's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can send it right back to them, and you get your money back. And if you do like it, there's a 10-year warranty with direct replacement for damaged parts. Or if you're on a budget, you can go check out their C5 chair, which also has great build quality and basic adjustments. Or you can check out their new C7 Morpher, which features a completely upgraded upper backrest and lumbar support. Thanks to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. So fun fact, I didn't hit the record button on my camera for the entire final portion of this video, and now I have to re-record it. I'm not pissed, I swear. So ignore that. So basically at this point, we go to settings, we go to gaming, full screen experience, Xbox, and then we restart. Alright, and here's the full screen experience. It had like a whole updating screen and stuff like that, but you know, you can see all the games available, and then not get surprised by the games you're seeing. Oh, hell yeah, Paw Patrol World. So I installed Tycho and Minecraft on here, mainly just because they're literally the only 2 games I own on Xbox, because why would I own anything else on Xbox? Problem is, the whole, you know, controller for the Steam Deck only gets recognized as a keyboard, which means I can't, you know, control the game, which means, yeah. I'm not good at the video game. Alright, Minecraft. Now, the thing with this one is, you know, it still doesn't pick this up as a controller, but at least it lets me remap my inputs so I can, very poorly play. I mean, it's using the new, like, shader pack thing that is neat. And I mean, it's running fine. So, I mean, if it weren't for the controller problem, it would be fine. And, you know, I can break the block, and then I can place the block. I'ma build a house. Incredible. I'm gonna go jump off the cliff now. Goodbye. I mean, overall, this is a much better interface for handhelds for Windows, because, you know, using Windows with handhelds doesn't work. Games under a gigabyte. Peggle, holy shit. I don't want to get Game Pass. Peggle's like 70 megabytes. I'm very curious how things will play out after this actually gets released, because, you know, Valve is currently working diligently to make it so that, you know, you can install SteamOS on almost anything, and having handheld manufacturers, you know, install SteamOS on their new handhelds. But now Microsoft is trying to do the exact same thing. Who will win? Probably Valve, honestly. So why does the video look like that? Well, I'm using a new camera that cost me a lot of money, and also this video is entirely edited in Final Cut for the first time, so press that hype button to give me a little boost.